Does icing the kicker really work? Let's skip the BS. More simply said than explained, it works, but not on a good kicker. Let me explain. In the sport of American football or Canadian football, the act of icing the kicker or freezing the kicker is a tactic employed by defending teams to disrupt the process of kicking a field goal just prior to the snap. Typically, either a player or a coach on the defending team will call a timeout just as the kicker is about to attempt a game-tying or game-winning field goal. This is intended to either stop the kick immediately as the kicker is mentally prepared or allow for the kicker to kick immediately after the timeout so that the initial kick does not count, in an attempt to mentally disrupt the kicker for the actual kick. If the tactic is successful, the kicker will miss the kick due to choking. Should the kicker make the subsequent kick, then the attempt to ice the kicker is considered unsuccessful. Now, let's look at some data. This data, according to ESPN, since 2001, including the playoffs, kickers have successfully hit field goals at an 81% rate when no timeout was called prior to the snap, and 76% when a timeout was called. However, there is a problem with this data. It's worth noting that the average distance on iced kicks is 39 yards, compared to 36 yards on kicks when no timeout was called. With that being said, in all cases, the evidence in favor of icing the kicker is minimal at best. Some kickers have even suggested that they actually appreciate getting a practice kick in a game situation. A study conducted by a sports analyzer in the recently published book, Scorecasting, compared the success rates of ice kicks and non-ice kicks in key fourth-quarter situations after adjusting for the distance of the field goal. In the previous data we just looked at, the distance of the kick was not adjusted in the data. However, in this data, the distance is adjusted for. Furthermore, the author found that when an opposing coach iced the kicker with 15 seconds or less to go in the game, those kickers actually got more accurate. Here is the data on screen now. According to the chart, kicks that were attempted with 2 to 1 minutes left on the clock had a success rate of 74% when iced and 77% when not iced. This would suggest that icing the kicker indeed does work. But if you skip down to the second half of the chart, we can see that with 30 to 16 seconds left on the clock, icing the kicker makes virtually no difference. When there is 15 or less seconds on the clock, icing the kicker actually gives the kicker a better chance of making the kick by 2.1%. So from this data, we can see that with 15 seconds left on the clock, a kicker is actually more accurate when a timeout is called. But does this mean that icing the kicker is a myth? Yes, at least for professional kickers it is. For a kicker that is in the college level or lower, has a higher chance of missing an ice kick because he is not as experienced and does not know how to cope with the intense, stressful situation of a game-winning kick. So, in conclusion, icing the kicker does not work in the NFL, but on a lower level, it could indeed work. If you did not know, I actually am in the middle of doing a Amazon gift card giveaway, which ends on November 1st. If you would like to enter, just leave a like and a comment below saying that you entered. Also, make sure you are subscribed, please. I don't make very much money from my videos, but the little money I do make, I'd like to give it back to the people that watch them as a token of appreciation. Also, next video upload will be on Sunday after the night football game. To make sure you do not miss that video, please do turn your notifications on and make sure you are subscribed. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll catch you in the next video.
I don't know what's gonna come tomorrow, yeah.